Hello everybody, today's topic is about changes that occur during the menstrual cycle. There are various stages in menstrual cycle and various area where we could see changes in menstrual cycle. So let's discuss about it. First, we are gonna see changes in endometrium. There are also changes in vagina and changes in cervix. So these are the three areas where we could see changes during menstrual cycle. First stage is endometrium. Let's see what are the changes that occur in the endometrium. Changes in endometrium will be in an orderly fashion in response to cyclic hormones which is produced by the ovaries. Endometrium proliferates and shed with each cycle if pregnancy does not occur. If pregnancy occur, that it is a complete different stage that we'll discuss later. But as of now, if pregnancy does not occur, endometrium proliferates and shed with each cycle. So this is the endometrium. We can see the upper two-third area is called as functional layer, which is also called as decidua functionalis, and the lower area is called as basal layer, which is also called as decidua basalis. The upper layer is for the it is a place where we could see the all the changes that occur in the endometrium and all the changes that could occur in the endometrium, and the lower area, which is the basal area, where it is used for the endometrial regeneration after each menses. Okay, so that's it. Now this is the three phases where you could see in the menstrual phase. First phase is menstrual phase, second phase is proliferative phase, and third is the secretory phase. So let's discuss these in deep. First is menstrual phase. This occurs due to destruction of corpus luteum, and the other causes there will be withdrawal of estrogen and progesterone. This leads to endometrial ischemia and spiral artery spasm. This results in irregular breakdown and shedding of the endometrium. Endometrium shrinks. You can see the area with where you can see the endometrium is shrunken, and the bleeding occurs. When compared to the proliferative phase and endometrial phase, see the endometrium is thickened, is very large, but here in menses phase it is very thin, that is shrunken. Next phase is proliferative phase, which is occur after the menses. Progressive mitotic growth of endometrium is seen here. See, you can see that in menses phase, the endometrium is very light, which is shrunken, and in proliferative phase, it is thickened. And estrogen is very important, which is completely in response for this proliferative phase changes. And here the vascular structures are also not frequently seen. And the next phase is secretory phase. It is seen after the ovulation phase. Here the progesterone is very important. Here the glandular secretions are seen, and see the spiral arteries are lengthened, and it is also coiled. You can see it, no? It is coiled and lengthened from the previous phase, which is proliferative phase. So this is the menstrual cycle, which is premenstrual phase, menstrual phase, postmenstrual phase. The premenstrual phase is the secretory phase, which is because of the progesterone, and the menstrual phase is and the postmenstrual phase is the proliferative phase. You can see that this is the ovulation phase, after which we can see the secretory phase or premenstrual phase. Okay, this is what we are seeing in this slide. These are the three stages in the menstrual cycle. Okay, so let's discuss the changes that occur in the vagina. So after endometrium, we're going to see about the changes in the vagina. This is associated changes in the vaginal epithelium can be described in 5 phases. Okay, menstrual phase, postmenstrual phase, estrus phase, and post-ovulatory phase, and premenstrual phase. These are the 5 stages. So first is menstrual phase. The vaginal smear contains mainly the basophil cells and the numerous leukocytes. Okay, that is in the menstrual phase. Basophil cells and leukocytes both will be numerous. And the other is postmenstrual phase, where mainly basophil cells are seen, very few leukocytes are seen. Okay, so menstrual phase and postmenstrual phase you can keep in your mind by remembering capital B and capital L in menstrual phase, which is more basophil cells and more leukocytes. In postmenstrual phase you can keep in your mind as capital B, which is more, and small l, which is less. Leukocytes are less and basophil cells are more. And the other phases are estrus phase, post ovulatory phase, and post premenstrual phase. In estrus phase, you can see there will be increasing amount of follicular hormone, more eosinophil cells are appear, which you can remember in your mind as capital A. And post ovulatory phase, there will be more acidophilic cells, which is in clumps, so C, A, C. Okay, basophil cells and leukocytes are also seen, so BL in post ovulatory phase. And in premenstrual phase, there is basophil cell increase in number, and which is clump in shape. Okay, which will be appear in clumps. So A, ACBL, P increase, and C. In proliferative phase, in menstrual phase, you can see capital P and capital L. In post menstrual phase, you can see capital B and small l. In estrus phase, capital A. Post ovulatory phase, A, B, L. And in premenstrual phase, B increase and in clumps. Next, we are going to see changes in the cervix. So changes in the cervix just after menstrual bleeding, there will be cervical canal which will be closed, and the cervical secretion is not very copious. Just before ovulation, copious amounts of thin cervical secretions are seen. Its spin barkid and thread ability is particularly noticeable at this stage and is considered a presumptive sign of ovulation. A few days after ovulation, the amount of cervical mucus decreases again as its spin barkid. Between 7 and 20 of the menstrual cycle, a fern pattern is seen as a result of crystal formation. Okay, so the main thing is spin barkid or threadability, and the other is fern pattern. These are the two important words you have to keep in your mind in changes in cervix. Okay, so the end of the session is the question of the day. The question is, which hormone is responsible for proliferative phase? I hope everybody know the answer, so please leave your answer in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.